Welcome to another episode of Titan Muscle and Mind podcast. We've got an amazing guest today.
Big lineup today,
I'm going to leave it to you.
Very excited.
Can you introduce the introduction? Yeah.
I think we need like the mic drop from the roof. Like
you need a good mic. Yeah, this is
out
like
of the red corner.
How long has she made us wait for?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
What, about 6 months?
Last week.
Like, is there a line for this girl? There must be a line. Lauren, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Finally got the opportunity to come and talk to you guys on the podcast. And
there is a long list. But how long did you wait for to get on?
Very privileged to got a VIP.
Yeah.
Have you been listening to the first few podcasts?
Not yet. Because
it just got released.
It just got released today.
Can you listen to it tomorrow, honestly, and
I
give us
will.
the feedback?
I will. I do want to listen to it.
Because we're going to have a good performance.
For the podcast listeners out there, always be prepared for your meetings. Make sure that you've studied the people that you're coming to talk to.
Yeah. I mean, we are self-critical, and just to go back on that first episode, we've had some good feedback, but 3 of us were very critical on our performances, and I think that's what's going to make this podcast really good, because we want to bring as much value as we can to our communities, and what we're trying to do as much as we can is be self-critical, but at the same time I thought these 2 guys done really well.
Thank you, Matt. Full of compliments this week.
I actually thought Matt did really well. I think you've got the voice of radio and the face of radio as well.
Yeah, that's bad. The face of, when they say got a face for radio, that means hide behind the camera. That's what it meant. Just because you got a new haircut, you don't have to give it to me. Fresh haircut. Yeah.
For those people listening today, Lauren Simpson is in the house. Obviously, she works very closely with us at EHP Labs. She trains here at Titan. She's excited to be here at Titan Muscle and Mind. She's also sponsored by Muscle Republic, who's here with us today as well. So we thought it would be a good opportunity for us to share a little bit behind the scenes about our relationship, working with multiple brands, brand synergies, getting them kind of building relationships that are mutually beneficial, and just continuing to grow together and keep everything synonymous. So hopefully there's some insights that we share from our discussion today that will be useful for you guys in your own ventures, working with influencers, building communities and stuff like that. But started off chronologically. Lauren, do you want to tell the people a little bit about how you got started? I know it's the $1 million question these days. Everyone wants to be an influencer. What platform did you start on? Were you nervous? What made you do it? Where did the story begin?
Yeah, so for me, I am fairly new to the fitness industry. I've only been, I guess, in this for the last 2 years. I do have a background in corporate, so I was working in HR for 6 years. I have a business degree, so that's sort of where my focus was when I left school. Never would I have thought I'd be in a position in the fitness industry. I guess it came from the fact that growing up, my family was really sporty. We were always around the sporting fields, and so we were encouraged to really live a healthy and active life. I've always played sports, and I think when I first got social media and I started to see a lot more about fitness girls, a lot more about fitness comps, that's sort of what sparked an interest for me. I looked at girls with their stage photos and thought, I want to be like that. That's what I want to do. And I guess it's just that competitive and sporting nature in me, and it was just a natural progression. So that's sort of when I started out at the gym. And for me, I am very motivated and I'm a very determined person, but that sort of led me down a pretty a negative path, because I took fitness to an unhealthy obsession. It was taking fitness to the other extreme. So I used to spend hours and hours overtraining, hours on the treadmill, trying to do as many classes. I used to do pump classes and stuff like that before I started in the weights room. Basically, I just was trying to burn as many calories as I could and eat as little as I could, basically, because I thought that was the way that these girls who I would see on social media, I thought that that's what they were doing. So I was really uneducated, and that's what I put that down to. So what I had lost a lot of weight at this time, probably around 10 kilos. I was about 50 kilos. And to put that into perspective, I'm now at 60, almost 63. So it was pretty small, very unhealthy. It was taking a big toll on my health, my relationships, and yeah, it was just sort of spiraling downhill. And then, so when I decided that I did want to do a fitness comp, I knew that I wanted to do it because I wanted to educate myself, and I wanted to do it the right way. And I wanted to learn about health, and I wanted to learn about training and how I could improve myself. So that's sort of what got me started. And I got a coach, and I found that my coach was sort of the first person that I really trusted, and because I always was the type of person that I thought that what I was doing was right, and I didn't really want to give any control to anyone else in terms of what I was eating. So yeah, I gave I guess my full trust in someone else, and yeah, that's sort of how it all started.
How important is it to be like disciplined and motivated to do what you do?
Yeah, so especially with fitness comps, it is just a whole next level in terms of motivation and commitment, and it's not for everyone, and it seems to be like the hot topic and something that everyone wants to do these days because you see it so much on social media. But at the end of the day, it is a huge commitment, not only for your time, for your body, for all aspects of life. And if you're not emotionally stable, people can do comps and then completely blow out. So I think that it takes, not everyone can do it in a way. Yeah. So you really need that.
100%. I totally agree with that. I think, sorry Jules, I'll get you go next, but I think a lot of people, it's like, when you want to be a rugby league player or an NBA player, there's only a handful of people that can do it really well. Do you feel like that it's the same as being in the fitness industry or being an influencer or doing what you're doing with the HP Labs in Muscle Republic?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it is a very competitive. It is very competitive at the moment. Every second person is wanting to be a fitness model, an online coach, being a pro in their federation. It's what everyone wants to do now. So it is hard, and not everyone does have what it takes. It does require a lot of discipline, hard work, and I don't think, it's, as I said, it's not for everyone.
100%.
So like you said before when we were speaking the other day, you found your niche, sort of you're a strong boss girl sort of thing, and like I was talking to a few girls here at the gym when like we were hanging out the other day, and then as soon as you left they were like, holy shit, how is Lauren so strong? Like what were your secrets? Like, were you always strong at the start, or did you really just build up progressively?
For me, as I said, I have had a really athletic upbringing, played a lot of sports. So I think naturally from that, I've built up a pretty solid foundation. I think that it's a bit freakish with my squat because I've just always sort of had that. I've had the technique pretty much just naturally, but it has taken me like a long while of progressively training towards that goal to get stronger. From when I first started, I could squat a decent weight, but nowhere near what I squat now. But it's because I am constantly trying to improve on that, and all of my training is, targeted towards this.
So what are your numbers at now?
I've currently got a 150 1 RM.
Wow.
150 kilos.
Yeah, 150 kilos
Low bar,
for a squat, low bar. Would hope for 155 kilos in the coming weeks. So we'll
on a
see how I
deficit
go.
as well.
Guys, if you haven't
On a
already,
deficit.
get onto Instagram at Lauren Simpson and check it out for yourself. She looks pretty amazing now. She's leading up to Worlds, and there's some serious lifts going on.
And I think that's the thing, like when you're prepping for a show, and it's something that I always myself sort of live by, that the fact that even though I'm prepping for a show and I want to do it in the healthiest way possible, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to starve yourself, that you can't still be strong during your prep. Like, so many people have bad experiences and they're eating next to nothing, and they're just really fragile in a way. But so I always, even so like super close to my comp, I'll always continue on with my strength training. And I guess it just goes to show that just because you are in a pretty big calorie deficit, you can still lift pretty heavy. And to do that, my coach is really knowledgeable in terms of my nutrition. It's really targeted towards my workouts, a lot of carbs and protein meals pre and post, and that can really help.
Yeah, because I heard you upstairs banging all the weights. I was downstairs filming something and I heard some banging and I woke up and it was you doing deadlifts. I think it was like 150 up
I heard some grunting happening as well.
Yeah, there was a few grunts over here at
Oh
times.
my gosh, no.
She loves a bit of
That's
grunt.
one thing we'll try and stamp out, so we're going to have to keep an eye on you.
Lauren,
Promise it's not me.
You're obviously someone that's seriously at the top of your game, like very elite level. And through your social media, you're a big source of motivation for other girls and guys on their fitness journeys. But where do you go to for motivation?
For me, someone that I've always looked up to in the industry, not you, has been Paige Hathaway. And whether you like her or not, for me, she's someone that I have really followed since I started in my journey, because I not only, obviously her body is insane, but she is someone that's been at the top of what we're like of social media.
Yeah.
She's really capitalized on that. She's really grown her brand. Now she's venturing out into different channels, more commercialized, and I guess just her business mind.
Yeah.
So it's like a combination of everything that I really like. She's not just a pretty face. She's smart.
Yeah.
Besides, your training and you're competing in that, what are you working on next? Like whether it's in business, like you talked about Paige Hathaway, are you looking to go down that same track as her as well? In the future? I mean, is that something that you're
I guess for me now, with social media, it's going to be there, but I want to be someone that has a brand that if anything ever happened to Instagram or anything, that people still know who I am, people still know my brand. Like, I want to be someone that's known without Instagram or without YouTube. So
how do you want people to know you? What do you want people to think about Lauren?
What do you mean by that?
Like, how do you want to, do you want to
three words on yourself? How do you want people to describe you in 3 words?
Committed,
intelligent, beautiful.
I think I heard 2 words she told me. She said
the best squatter,
big dog.
best deadlifter. I know there's one going around the beast. I don't know. What do you want people to know about you?
What I do is it's so focused on helping other people be the best version of themselves and being confident, feeling empowered, being healthy, being happy.
I just said 3. You've just gone through heaps. That's good.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. What we do, we want to really leave our mark on someone's life, because what we do, we're trying to change people's lives and leave a positive impact on pretty much everyone you meet. So that's sort of what I want to do. Everyone that I meet, every path that I cross, I really just want to make and leave a positive mark.
I know your World's coming up. Do you want to tell the people a little bit about your prep, where you're at now, and with your brand, kind of what are you working on? What's on the horizon for you?
Yeah, so I'll start with my comp prep. I'm just under 6 weeks out from Worlds. Worlds is going to be in August. In terms of my prep, I would say my prep hasn't been too bad at the moment, because I've spent most of the last sort of 6-7 weeks trying to gain some weight, gain some muscle. I do bikini. However, for this division, it's sort of based on good proportions. For me, I'm an ectomorph body type, so I am pretty straight up and down. So for me to do bikini and for me to look quite shapely, I need to build muscle. So that's what I've sort of been trying to do for the last 7 weeks. It's only a really short time. Ideally, I would love to spend months doing this, but I guess due to what I do for work, there's always photo shoots that you need to be in condition for. There's expos, there's a whole heap of things. So in terms of business, it's hard to focus purely on like gaining muscle because of that. But so I've tried to do it as quick as I can in that short time frame. Now I'm up to shredding down, I guess, and got, just under 6 weeks to do that. Calories are still pretty high, still training, lifting heavy, and I'm feeling good. Starting to notice some changes in my body, which is always really motivating, but I find that that's what keeps me going during my prep. Every morning, sort of waking up and looking in the mirror and thinking, am I getting leaner? Can I see my abs? So that motivates me at this point in time, just knowing that you've got the end goal that's coming up, and I am focused. I want to do well at Worlds. So that's sort of where I'm at with that. And I guess the future for my brand, I'm really excited because there really is so much potential, and I've got a few things in the works, working on an app at the moment, which is going to be launching at the end of August, which I'm really excited about. Currently filming all of the exercises for the exercise library on that, and just putting together some amazing programs and some new challenges for people.
Yeah, Lauren's been putting in some serious work. It's probably worth mentioning for all the people listening out there that would, from kind of the perception on social media, super successful brand, a lot of followers, they would think that your life is glitz and glamour, but I know that you were here at the gym at 1 a.m. last night still shooting to get it done. So it's probably something worth sharing that, like for any industry and any goal, it does come with hard work. Like there's no one at the top of any single industry does it by sitting around. You have to be driven, you have to really want to do it, and watching you and working with you, that is definitely a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes.
What about the mindset behind it? There's got to be a big mindset behind
It's key. That's something that we're focusing on a lot now. It's probably something that, especially in the last kind of 2 years with the introduction of social, something that's kind of taken a back seat to aesthetics. Everything's on the physical, and people aren't really focusing as much on the mindset as they should. At our company, we believe that training should be to make you happy. More so than the way you look. You should be training to feel happy, and a lot of people get lost with the expectations of social media, girls looking at Lauren, and rather than buying into the information that she's sending to them, they see something and they get so fixated on trying to look that way, which probably isn't right. I know we were having a conversation last night about people following you on Snapchat and Instagram story and doing exactly what you do, but everyone's journey is different. You have to find the information that is best suited for you.
I think, as social media is so big, it can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing at times, and it puts a lot of pressure on people, not only for, I feel, influencers can feel the pressure, but also, a lot of girls out there who probably scroll their news feeds and are seeing all of these, what they perceive as perfect bodies, and I think that can play a lot on body image, and so I think, as you were saying, it does get a little bit lost, your mindset and the actual thoughts and feelings, whereas sort of looks just takes priority a lot of the time on social media.
How do you control that? How do you control that side of it for yourself?
As in the pressure?
I think you have to be aware of it. I don't think people are as aware as they should be about how important mindset is. Even for me, I'm starting to try and spend time being more conscious now, to get off my phone a little bit more. Treat my own mind as a tool, and you have to feed it. You have to be healthy. You can't. It's not healthy to go 24 hours a day. You need to give yourself a break and start to factor in your own wellness.
That's sort of something that I've been trying to focus on a lot more, because as my job pretty much revolves around social media, you can find yourself sort of sitting there scrolling on your Instagram for hours and hours. And
mindlessly as well.
And at the end of that, I'm like, what have I just been doing for the last 4 hours? And sometimes you do feel a little bit of a pressure that you need to live up to expectations, because you feel like you're accountable to a lot of people. A lot of people are following you. They think that you are up here. They think that you're pretty perfect.
That's where you got to be honest with them, right?
Yeah, and that's sort of what I've always done, is just tried to really show people who I am as a person. I don't think that you can get away with just being fake. You need to really just be genuine, be real, be yourself, and I think that that's sort of how my page has really grown, because girls have, I guess, felt relatable to me, and I share if I have any ups and downs. Obviously I do post a lot of good photos, but recently, sort of when I have been gaining a little bit of weight, and I've shared photos that probably I haven't been 100% comfortable with, but just to share that and say like these are my feelings, this is
Yeah.
100% normal, we all go through this, and just trying to like say basically that, yeah, like you just should embrace who you are and it's not all about your looks. Yeah, I might have gained like a little bit of weight, but at the same time, like I'm happy, I'm getting stronger, I've got a social life. Like you've got to really focus on the positives as well and not just get so caught up in the negatives that come with it. So, and for me, I have a husband and he doesn't like me spending. He sort of brings me back to reality, and especially when I'm on my phone so much, and so like just brings it back, which is good, and it's really good for me. And it's good to have him because he's not as involved in the fitness industry and what I do. So the time that we spend together is where I sort of switch off from this. And I'm just, at the end of the day, I'm not social media. Like this is only new to me.
That's
and that's
important.
not,
like that's so, like we work with so many people on social, and to be honest, like they have a really unhealthy relationship with their social media. And working with you in the last couple of months has been refreshing to see that you do have like a really healthy balance. And it's difficult, like there's obligations from EHP Labs as your sponsor, from Muscle Republic, with your own business, with competing, with traveling, with relationships and stuff like that, that it can be very easy to become a passenger to what you do. So obviously your husband is a good like voice in your ear to keep that balance.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you do to make sure that you're healthy and you know like you're keeping everything in check?
I guess just making sure that I do have time for myself as well, and not just always thinking about, like say, I want to be able to go to the beach and sit there and not just think I need to take a photo while I'm here. Like I just want to live in the moment, because you can get so caught up when you go out to brunch with girlfriends and being like, oh, I need to get a photo here, like I want to do this. Like I just want to be present in that moment, not have to think about my phone or work every now and then. So that's sort of what I remind myself. If I go for a walk with Adam, like I'll leave my phone at home and just completely switch off, and I find that helps me a lot.
It's a good tip.
Through your fitness journey, have you got new sets of friends? Did you lose friends through that fitness journey?
So that's a good question. A bit of both. I still have friends, definitely, that they think what I do would be so weird. How can a girl just sit there and take photos and make a career out of this?
It's funny. I just a couple of my mates said, come and watch the footy at their house, and I said, we're doing a podcast. I go, oh, who with? I go, an influencer. I go, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
there's still,
they,
sometimes I forget that because I am so like involved in all of this. There are people outside the fitness industry
I know.
that would think,
it's
what
small, our industry.
Yeah.
Look from the outside,
like,
it's tiny.
and you often forget that. Like you forget that there are unhealthy people out there that would look at the food that I eat and be like, what is that? Or look at what I do for a job.
Like explain that to these people, because some of the meals that I see you eating, like rice with banana and blueberries.
Ooh, that's mad.
I don't understand.
That's nice. I might have that tonight.
It's all about the combinations, people. You gotta be
I might have that tonight.
desperate times call it desperate measures when you're on comp prep.
Can you get me some?
Get creative.
I'm actually pretty cool.
But yeah, so I definitely have friends that are outside the fitness industry. In terms of, I've created so many amazing friendships through my journey in the fitness industry. Some of my best friends now are people that I've met through competing and just through like the gym. And I think it's an amazing thing because they're people that are like-minded. They share the same passion as you. They're driven, they're motivated, and I guess they're the people that you want to be around because they're the people that are going to make you be better and motivate you to keep doing what you do and doing what you love. I've met some amazing people, Rachel Dillon, Tamara, like
besties.
Hattie. So there's so many girls that really, really close with, and they motivate me and inspire me.
With working with brands, how important is it to you to select people that, like brands that are important to you and brands that you align with? I know for us, it's a question that I get asked all the time in my job is like, how do you work with these influencers? How do you find them and stuff like that? And for us, it's like it's like a careful process, right? People are hand selected. Like working with you, how long were we talking before we decided to really get started? Like working with an influencer isn't just about reach to people out there that are doing marketing and wanting to work on social. Like you have to actually consider a number of different factors before you start working with someone, because an influencer is essentially like outsourcing the credibility of your brand. Like if I was to work with you, but every weekend you were out partying and not living the life that you were living, but you had the same amount of followers, like what does that say about us? Like you're an extension of it. But from the other side of that, how important is it to you to be working with companies that see eye to eye with you?
Yeah, I guess in saying that, like for me, myself, like I'm a brand as well, so I want to really align myself with other brands who I see share the same vision, same passion, same drive and motivation as I do. People that when they think of me, that they automatically think of that brand. They think of Lauren Simpson, they can connect with EHP, they already connect with Muscle Republic, and it's just it creates a community and it brings us all together as one. And because we all do share the same vision and passion, people find it really easy to sort of align themselves with the other brands as well. So for me, that's been really good to have you guys so close to me here in Australia and be able to work pretty much on a daily basis.
It's fun. It's so easy, right?
Yeah. So it's been really good. And
Is this kind of like you're sort of at the best point of your career right now? You think with the people that you're surrounding yourself and working with?
Yeah, definitely. And like I'm really happy at the moment. I think it can only keep getting better and better from here. And I've had other sponsors before, and I've been with other brands, but I feel like now I'm really at a good place.
Yeah, it feels good, and it's
Yeah.
like this is just the start still too, which feels even better.
And what about for you guys? Like obviously you spent a fair bit of time before you brought Lauren on. Do you have athletes where, sort of you got the top tier athletes and the ones below and the ones below? Do you sort of source that out for a while before you make a decision?
Yeah, it's just like there's tiers, like Lauren's starting.
Where's Lauren? Where is she in the tier?
You better say him at the top.
Lauren is a rare case, because I'm currently working on like a new structure with our brand and how we kind of manage these types of relationships. And Lauren did come on board as a top tier athlete right from the start, but that's not going to be the case anymore. We really feel that for people to earn that like top tier respect from our brand, and for us to be confident making that investment, they need to be people with existing relationships that we trust and people's brands that we believe in. Fortunately for her, being in Sydney and getting to spend time with her, I felt comfortable enough to make that investment of time and resources from the start. But in the future, we probably won't do that because we've learned our mistakes that way too. It's quite easy to build kind of a false relationship with someone after a number of emails or a number of calls, and then months down the track you start to find personality traits and they kind of view the relationship for different reasons once there's contracts in place and stuff like that. So it needs to be careful. Like my advice to anyone working with influencers is not to rush into it, to really find people that you believe in, that you trust, and go into every single relationship with a plan. Don't sign someone and then try and figure it out after. Be aware of how you want to spend your money, be aware of the result that you want to get from that relationship, and put plans in place for all of them. Keep it structured, do your reporting, make sure you're reporting on all your numbers and analysing everything, and make it fun. As any relationship, influencer, business, friendship, whatever, if it's not mutually beneficial, it's not going to work after a period of time. So always try and make your relationships mutually beneficial.
And how is playing? Then you don't have to be nice. How is he?
He's good. He's been amazing. It's been really good too.
I won't ask you about Jules because he's already got a massive head today. He's showing his shoulders in that video there, and his triceps.
When I was the videographer.
What's up?
The triceps when I was doing a vlog with you last week.
Yeah, because you
I know his
angles. Lauren's she's learned from the best, so she's been hanging around with me quite a bit, and she knows the angles, so she knows to get my glutes a bit bigger, because just briefly, I'm here to sort of lighten up the load here, because we have been talking about some serious stuff.
Was it serious?
These two are pretty serious,
Do you feel like you're on was that serious?
The hot seat?
No, that was alright. That was good.
That's
Yeah.
easy.
I want to
come back. That's the thing. This is just the first one.
I know you can't scare me off yet. I am nervous about being on here, guys.
Really?
Just to let you know.
You're killing it, mate. Fuck. That would get a good response from this.
She's nervous because she knows it means a lot. So
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you done a podcast before?
I've never done a podcast, and I was saying to, I think Jules, we were talking about it the other day, that for me, public speaking is hard, and speaking in front of people is pretty difficult, and it's not something I've ever been good at. Going through school, going through uni, getting up, I could write, I'm a very good writer, but I could just deliver it. Actually delivering what I've written has always been a challenge for me. And when we're talking sort of about goals and what I wanted to do this year, getting better at speaking is probably top of my list, because I know to keep progressing with what I'm doing and to keep bettering myself, and really continuing to like work on, I guess, getting to the top of
it is, like,
what I'm
especially
doing
with
is like a
social
huge
voice is the
thing.
future. Like that's where it's going.
Yeah.
You no longer can just be a pretty picture on Instagram because you want to stay at the top. So
yeah, I'm focusing a lot more on getting better with my speaking. So yeah, this is just one of those things. And I guess that's like a lot of people out there would be feeling the same thing. It is hard. It's hard to sit there and talk in front of people, and
You want to be as natural as possible. You don't want to come across as seeming like you're fake when you're talking as well. I think if you can keep it as real as possible, and that's why I think some of the stuff I like about you and what I was watching today was those vlogs. You were having fun, but you were serious in the workout. It showed the raw side, and I think through this podcast here, people are going to see another side of you. You know? I think it's going to be really good for you.
Yeah, I think it's good to do. It is just me putting myself outside my comfort zone, and it's just what you've got to do to keep.
yeah, that's where growth happens, right?
I think that's what we've done, really. Like when we
It
the
is.
first episode, we were putting it out there, and then when we put it out there, we're thinking, what are people going to think about it? And you know what? At the end of the day, I think you can't let what anyone's thoughts dictate how you feel and where you want to go. Because if you've done that with your career, you probably, I mean, you've got so many followers. There's got to be people out there that aren't so nice. You know, the haters, you know, or the trolls, or what do they call them? We'll call them what you will.
Yeah.
But you don't let that stop you, do you?
No, definitely not. To me, that sort of just gives me more motivation to keep doing what I love.
That's
Yeah.
That's all they say.
what Lauren says all the time.
I like this. He sends me love heart emojis. Sending me love heart emojis the other day.
I have been pretty lucky though. I have been lucky to I don't get too much hate, which is pretty nice, considering the amount of followers that I have. And I think,
considering the amount you have, definitely.
Yeah, I think that because I can lift heavy, and I try and always educate my audience. I'm not just posting
People are scared.
photos.
People are scared to write hate comments.
That's what it is.
I think I've sort of gained like a bit of respect from guys as well, so they don't just look at my photos and be like, you're just a piece of meat or whatever.
100%.
But I think that they've built sort of a respect for me, which is why I don't generally get too much.
Yeah.
Like
I think we're living in sort of like a judgmental sort of society now.
Especially in the fitness industry.
Oh, it's huge in the fitness industry, you know. I mean, people just look at you and they go, oh, they've got it easy, or, you know, she's done it easy, or he's done it easy. And I think a lot of the times those people that do that, they actually get nowhere. Whereas with you, it seems like you're just focused on your goals, but you're also focused on giving people your time as well, because I've seen you give people your time. And you're always wary of, I should have said hi to that person. I didn't know she was trying to come up to me. I mean, you mentioned that today.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Like, you know, when you go, oh, I should have said something to that person, but I was too busy in my workout, and I want to try and catch up with that person.
Yeah, that's something like I do always want people to see me as being someone that's friendly and approachable.
Yeah.
So when I heard that someone had seen me at the gym and they were a little bit too scared to come up and say hello, I guess I just really want to always reinforce the fact that anyone can come up. I'm just like any other normal girl.
Well, this is your chance. Tell your people.
Yeah, like I feel that I'm just like
I was
like
even
everyone
shocked
else.
when I started working with you that you are super normal. And you hit the nail on the head earlier when...
Yeah, but don't you think, like, in society, with, like, she
No,
looks
we do.
amazing.
You would
She's
assume
so
that
strong.
you would assume that she's different
Yeah,
or she's too focused on
100%.
her own stuff, but she's very self-aware of what it means to be a good person.
And I think that I always try and give a lot back too, because without people and their support, I wouldn't even be doing what I love right now. And it's because of people supporting me and backing me throughout my 2 years that I've been doing this, that I am able to be in the position that I am today. Which is why, as I said, like, I want people to, I like engaging back with people, speaking to people and being able to give back as much as I can.
Yeah, that's great. Juju?
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for my airtime. Lauren, 6 weeks out from WBFF Worlds. How do you feel, first of all, and who are you going to crush to gain that title?
Ooh,
Rachel's going
you're going to crush your friends?
Yeah.
Have you got a friend? You're going up against
You
your
told
friends.
me before you're going to crush everyone.
What are you thinking when you're on stage?
Yeah,
What's
what do you
going
think?
through your head while you're
Like, what do girls think? Like, guys think they want to, they feel like, you know, they want to crush their opponents, psych them out.
It's a bit, when you walk out there, you just have to really think you are the shit. But seriously, you have to be really confident, even though, like, I am shy, and until the moment I step out there, I'm absolutely trembling. But you just have to walk out there and think that you're a boss. That's what I feel when I walk out there and I step out there. I'm like,
You should
I
get
got
on stage,
this.
man.
I got this.
You should get on stage.
My prep's starting for 2020.
That's a good mindset, Lauren.
Yeah.
So that's your main piece of advice for those new competitors, is get out there and just be a boss on stage, right?
Yeah, have fun, be yourself, and I think that people that look like that they're having fun up there are the ones that you're drawn to. You want to watch the people that look like they're enjoying themselves. So that's what I always
Is
think.
there any mind games backstage?
No.
There's none of that.
No, it's
None
no.
of the weights. Like, you don't say to a girl, oh, your makeup's not on.
Maybe that's a new tactic I didn't use.
No, like normal, you know, today you wear leggings, don't you?
Why is your right shoulder so much bigger than your leg?
Yeah, you know, like you
No,
don't say
it's-
that, or your
it's
hand's
such
not on properly. Maybe you should use those techniques.
I know, this is a new one.
That's dodgy. That's from Rockdale. That's the same.
No, I was
Girls
watching
don't-
Pumping
girls
Iron. You
don't
said
listen
Pumping
to
Iron.
him.
Just thinking. You
But
know.
used to go around to people when he was doing his bodybuilding comps going, mate, we're fighting out, get some more salt into you.
Yeah.
Get some more carbs into you, mate.
You look a bit watery.
No,
Yeah,
but-
no,
a bit more
no,
water.
it's really supportive.
Mate, I'm just asking the questions.
No, it's
I
not.
think we can wrap it up.
We can wrap it up. Mate. That was good, Lauren.
Good information.
You've done
Is there anything that you want to share to maybe aspiring young girls growing up wanting to enter the industry or anything like that? Do you have any words to leave with them on their journeys?
I think if you're serious about getting more involved in the fitness industry and building your own brand, you really just need to sort of think about what you're doing, why you love doing it, what you're passionate about, and just, I guess you really need to create something that people are going to want to follow you for, and that are going to want to be involved in your journey. So think about why you're doing it, and just do it because you love to do it, and it shouldn't be something that's forced.
Fantastic. Well, that's a wrap, Lauren. You absolutely killed it once again. Jules, do you want to do the wrap up of where they can catch Titan Muscle?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because that's what you did first.
He's good
This
at
is
the
where it
wrap-ups.
comes into it.
Get the haircut in.
That's why we got him.
I got a haircut today because I knew that we'd be filming this for YouTube. Titan
Any
Fitness.
single.
Sorry?
Any
single.
Oh, and
Juju
single.
films.
And me at Juju Films. Okay, so we have Clayton Musamechi over here. I said that right?
Wow, you brilliant.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, first time.
Musamechi.
So at Musamechi. We have Lauren Simpson here. And Titan Metz, the man himself, and you know Juju Films, myself. And then if you want to find us, we're always here at Titan Fitness in Coogee. And then all the podcasts are at Titan Muscle and Mind.
On SoundCloud, iTunes, and follow us on Instagram.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. Don't forget YouTube.
Alright, you're watching us on YouTube now.
You
So.
are watching us on YouTube.
Anyway, that was an amazing episode with Lauren Simpson, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you to the hosts
Until
once
next
again.
time, we'll be back next week with a brand new guest. So
Yeah,
stay tuned.
stay tuned. Thanks again, guys, and see you next week.